I think leading up to our entry into a trade, we have huge amounts of control. Massive amount. Maximum control we'll ever have. The reason why I say that is because leading up to the point in time of we enter the trade, we have absolute control to not take the trade in the first place. So we have all the control. Our money's in the bank. It's not being affected by anything. We have control over what happens. And here's an interesting, shift. We talk about trading systems or trading plans or methods or whatever term you would like to use, and we are so focused on that method telling us when to get into trades. That's what it's designed to do, when to get us into trades. See, I believe that our trading plan is designed to keep us out of trades. Our trading plan is designed to say, no, you're not going to trade that, not on your life. Yeah, close, but no. Oh, hang on a second, come a little bit closer. Geez, I don't mind the look of this stock. This is looking quite good. It meets all my criteria. I probably don't have any reason in the world not to enter this trade. So all that time, we have maximum control to influence what our money is doing and what's happening to it. Well, the unfortunate reality is that when we cross the line and enter that trade, all that control that we had just into thin air, gone. Right, so all the control we had up to the trade entry has somehow, I don't know where, but it's just completely vanished. We are now at the mercy of whatever the market wants to do. Our price, our stock that we own, the price could halve in price overnight. All the liquidity could dry up and it may not trade for the next 3 weeks. It could in fact not increase in price but also not decrease down to our stop loss. It could do that for the next 6 months. So all the control we had has completely gone. But one of the things I do believe we can control quite a fair bit is the losses. It is so vital that we cut our losses, we set in place a stop loss, and when the price reaches that stop loss, we decide to, that's it, close the trade, let's move on. I believe we have a fair amount of control to execute that and to make sure that happens. All right, so when it comes to controlling losses, notwithstanding, of course, that we may have one that does gap in price and fall 50%, and I guess we might all have one of those in our life, hopefully only one, but it probably may happen. But let's say we just undertakes a normal course of events and it just drifts down and moves down to our stop loss level. We have a fair amount of control right there and then to say, hang on, that's hit our stop loss. We've got 6 hours of trading today. Pick any second within that 6 hours and make the call and decide and actually place in the order to sell. So we have a huge amount of control to say that's it. That's it, move on. What I don't think we can control as much is the profits. And the reason being, when we are perhaps cutting a losing trade, we've set a target, a very certain price in mind that when it does reach that, we're out. But so far as something moving in the other direction, we really just don't have a huge amount of control because we want it to go as far as it can. And it may dry up and it may just not move that far at all. So what I'm suggesting to you is when you have huge amounts of control, I want you to maximise that and take total advantage of that. And the 2 points we have that is before we actually enter the trade, and the second time is when that trade turns into a loss and hits our stop loss, you have huge amounts of control right there and then to say, that's it. Maximise that. Take advantage of the control that you have. Most don't, but I want you to. Dave, you look poised.
Yeah, just to build on that as well, something that I recall reading in Dr. Van Tharp's book, which Stuart had mentioned earlier, he talks about the lotto bias. I don't know if anyone's actually read that book, but the lotto bias, it refers to the illusion of control that you get when you enter, let's say, the lotto or Tats Lotto. Because you've picked the numbers, you feel somehow like you've got more control over the outcome based on the fact that you pick those numbers. You know, you pick your mum's birthday or your sister's, how old she is, and those are the numbers you pick. And you get that illusion that you have some sort of control over what's going to happen. And I think similarly, you get that illusion in trading as well. You somehow feel like, oh, I've picked this stock, this is something that I've chosen, therefore I have control over it, when really what actually happens is outside of your control. The things that you have control over are the things that Stuart had talked about. You can control your losses. You can control what happens after the event, but you can't control what that particular stock is. It's going to do whatever. Your system needs to have appropriate measures in place to look after that trade for you.